To say you gotta know somebody, or know somebody to get somewhere these days. To say you know that's alright, yeah that's alright, cause you know that's alright with me. Yeah, you know that's alright, yeah that's alright, cause you know that's alright.
This is your collateral for your loan. Well, it's not my loan, it's my IRA's loan. I can't take money out of the IRA. No, leave it in there. You tell your custodian to invest it instead of in this NASDAQ fund, invest it in a mortgage on the house. So that's what we do to raise private money. If you guys aren't doing that, you need to learn how, okay? So this is the next step. Whose money? For a buy and hold strategy, for me, it was tough to buy and hold when you didn't go to a bank and go get financing. So this is what I did. I went and I involved the seller in the financing by getting seller financing. Imagine that. So buying deals where you can involve the seller in the financing, none of my seller financing deals have interest. When a seller says, what about interest? I say, well, I'm not asking you to borrow any money, because if you're interested in lending money, we have a program for that. However, these are the terms of the sale of your home. And I learned that from a lot of my mentors that said, you know, I'm going to give you $1,000 a month, that deal we talked about earlier, $1,000 a month for 155 months. Well, what about interest? I'm not borrowing money from you. I'm offering to buy your house for $1,000 a month for 155 months. If you want to put any interest rate you want in there, that's fine. The purchase price will just come down. You know, but the 155,000 at 0% interest, 1,000 months or 155 months is 0% interest. Well, 110,000 at 6% interest is probably about the same $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So some people are very price sensitive, and they say, I won't sell, this is the price I need. Have you gotten that before? I won't sell, this is the price I need. Give them the price you need. Say, your price, my terms. And I do that all the time. I love it. Subject to, you've heard that term before. If you haven't, subject to is when you take over a house subject to something. Subject to the existing financing. If they have a Bank of America loan at 5%, I won't go to Bank of America, but they already did. Why get rid of a wonderful loan like that? Give me your payment book. I got it from here. I told you about the one lady that was going to write us a check to do that. So we're essentially buying with dirty title. When I get a title policy on a house like that, they say, we guarantee that this house is free and clear of all encumbrances except this Bank of America loan that's already in place. So it's a dirty title, but it's a dirty title I'm very willing to take because I don't have to go out and qualify for a loan. I don't have closing costs. I don't have I still have transfer tax and all that stuff. So, but it's a very good way, is using the existing financing. Private money. One of the things in the marketing and in the slide that Phil was talking about was, where do you find these private investors? There's probably some sitting right next to you. The best. Anybody want to know where our pocket investors are? Okay, the pocket investors are in your pocket. Your cell phone has contacts in it. These contacts are people that know you, hopefully like you, and hopefully trust you. So the people that are willing to do deals with you are people that already know you, like you, trust you, right? So those are the people you want to be contacting for private money. And I often say to people, if you're going to try to find strangers to fund your deals, you're doing a disservice to your friends and family. Because if you're going to go offer somebody 7 and 8% interest, whatever, 10% to borrow money, and you haven't offered that to your family, to your friends, because they have their money in CDs, because they don't know exactly what it is that we do, it's a disservice to them. You agree? So look in those phones. Go through, try to, make it a point. You have in 26 days, go through all the A's, then go through all the B's. If you don't have a lot of names in your phone, find somebody who does. We have a lot of names in our phone. And then the combination of the three. I like combining private money with subject to, because sometimes you need to reinstate a loan if it's behind. Sometimes you need to rehab a place that's subject to. So we use private money in combination with subject to. Sometimes the seller needs a down payment. We use private money to give them the down payment. We pay an interest rate on the private money. We pay no interest on the seller financing. That combination works. It's good, as long as it cash flows. So a lot of times we'll borrow more money than we need to do the deal, to do the rehab, and have a little bit of money to put in our pocket to feed our families, right? And we're not going gangbusters. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not a big fan in just, you know, the current society, they buy stuff they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't even know. Is that true? Okay. Write that down. I'm not one of those guys. I mean, I upgraded. I had a 95 Volvo. Maybe you heard the story in front of Dig. I had a 95 Volvo. I was the guy in the front of the room trying to sell the Volvo. And I got a new car. I got a 96 Volkswagen turbo diesel. So, you know, I'm not out there trying to paint some image to keep up with the Joneses. That's consumerism, right? The idea is investing your money and investing your time. Don't spend your money and spend your time. I don't have TV. I haven't had TV in 18 years since I moved out of my dad's house. Never signed up for it, never paid, never signed a cable bill to Comcast. Never had it. So that would be consuming my time. That would be spending time. I say you invest your time. You agree?
No. I like TV.
Now Phil can multitask, so he has if you see his house or his office, he's got a TV right above his computer monitor, and he's sitting out there cranking out deals and, you know, rendering videos and doing all that stuff that he does with the TV right up top. And he watches the political, you know, stuff, and he's commenting all over the answer line and all over the Facebook of all you know, how wonderful our government is. So, all right. The other thing that I want to share with you guys, and I didn't tell Phil I was going to do this here, but for people who are doing deals with us, I'm a technology guy. I love technology. I love automation. I love all that stuff. It's efficiency. If you're going to have to do something once or twice or 3 times, isn't it better to systematize it? So I had, we were listing houses, and we had tenants calling us, and they were asking, how many bedrooms, how many baths, do you allow pets, yada, yada, yada. Well, 3 times I hear the same information being asked, and I said, this is dumb. Recording. Tell them everything they need to know and say, if you possibly have any other questions, hit 0. Actually, what we said is hit 0 now to schedule an appointment. And we told them what credit score they needed. We told them how much income they had to have. We told them that we had allowed pets for an additional fee. We did all this stuff on the recording, and that saved us time from answering the phone. So when somebody hits 0, they say, can I see the place next Monday? Isn't that a lot better than saying, it's 3 baths, yep, we allow pets, yep, okay, get it? So the technology side of things, I'm big into automation. I have forms galore. I probably spent close to $150,000 in real estate education. I spent more than a Harvard MBA hasn't spent as much money as I have. Do they do MBAs at Harvard? I'm sure they do. Harvard MBA, I don't know anything about basketball. I don't know anything about basketball, this MBAs. I have the forms that I use, very, very important, the forms that you use. And a couple people in here have already shared this stuff with me, that I have a Dropbox. Anybody in here, have I made deposits into your Dropbox? Yeah, okay. So these are forms that we use to get the deals done, the forms that you need. You don't make it too complicated. Purchase and sale agreements, what is the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors agreement, like 19 pages? Is that about right? 10, 20, 23, disclosure. Get rid of that thing. My legal purchase and sale agreement, legal size paper, it's a standard one, because I made it the standard. 1 page, front and back. 1 page, that's it. 1 page, front and back, that's all you need. You know, they got house, you got wampum. Here's my wampum, here's your house. That's it. What do you need? When are we going to close? You know, you don't need all this stuff to protect the realtors' butts, because I typically don't have the realtors involved in the deals. Sometimes they are. So I got the forms, all the forms you need. If you guys do business with us, you're probably going to be getting a Dropbox invitation to me, and then I'll be depositing forms into your Dropbox. So you say, oh, I need an authorization to release. Check your Dropbox. I need a subject to disclosure form to let the person know that we're going to be taking over their loan. Disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. This isn't a good idea. You shouldn't do this. Sign here. and that's what we do. They say, look, so we have all the forms for the stuff that you need, the disclosures, all that stuff. Of course you're gonna check with your attorney or your accountant, because we're not trying to provide any legal advice or accounting advice.